Hello my friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name's Kat and today I'm going to be bringing you 2 festive eye looks, whole face looks. I mean festive like colour stories. I'm not doing like tree graphic liner or anything like that. I just wanted to do 2 very festive, in my opinion, looks using green, red and gold. It's just my sort of the way my brain goes when it goes to like Christmas colours is green, red and gold. I did one more like traditional classic Christmas look with lots of gold and red, and then I did this one which I thought was a bit more like dramatic glamour Christmas. So yeah, if you would like to see those 2 looks, then just keep on watching. Okay, so for this first look I want to do something like traditional Christmas. So we're gonna do like warm browns and golds and a red lip. I just feel like that is like the epitome of like festive makeup. It's a very traditional like festive makeup look, so that is what I'm gonna do. How did I get eyeshadow primer on my forehead then? So to do that I'm gonna use the mattes from my Sample Beauty Rain palette because these are all like warm mustardy browns, and then I'm going to use one of the golds from my Age of Opulence palette just because they are very pretty and I want to use them. So that's what I'm going to do. My desk is such a mess. We'll do it, it'll be fine. So I'm going to start with a nice big fluffy brush, and I think I'm going to use the shade Corgi to begin with, which is this one here. It's just like a nice brown, so we're gonna throw that in the crease. Really simple. I think I need you zoomed in more. I think that's better. So yeah, we're gonna start with this in the crease. I mean, this look is gonna be nothing revolutionary or like massively interesting. It's just gonna be like classically like Christmas glamour, you know? That's what I'm thinking. So now that's laid down, I'm gonna take a smaller brush and I'm gonna go into, I think I'm gonna go into Cleopatra, which is this one here. It's just a little bit warmer than this shade here. It's got like a little bit more red in it. So I'm going to take that and I'm just going to use this to add some depth and some smoke. These shades blend into each other so nicely. I love this palette. It's such a nice little neutral palette. To add even more depth, I'm going to go into Regency, which is this shade here. Again, a very reddy brown, and I'm just going to keep that kind of focused out here and a little bit into the crease. And then I'm just going to go back with my bigger fluffy brush and just blend everything out. Oh, and I think that's pretty much where I'm going to leave it for the mattes. And now we're going to play with some gold shimmers, which I'm so excited about. So I'm going to go into my Age of Opulence. I think I want to use like a bit of Gold Digger and a bit of Champagne. So like a really bright gold and a more sort of like warm gold as well. So I'm going to take my NYX glitter primer and I need a brush. Take this brush and I'm just going to pop this all over the lid. I want this look to be like just really sparkly. I'm not necessarily doing like a cut crease or anything, so I'm just dabbing that all over. And then I'm going to start with Champagne, which is the paler gold, and I'm just going to tap this all in the front. So pretty. And sort of this brush is quite nice for this kind of when I want it like not necessarily like a cut crease or anything, just like shimmer everywhere, because it's slightly fluffy, I can kind of blend the shimmer up. And then I'm going to go into Gold Digger and just pop that on the rest of my lid. There we go, so super simple. I'm going to quickly do this on this eye. I'm going to do my base, and then we can come back and do waterline, inner corner, lower lash line, lips, all the rest together. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so base is done and the other eye is all caught up. I did add a little bit more shimmer with my fingers, and I just decided off camera that I want to do like a smoky liner as well. So I think I'm just going to keep it black. So I'm just going to use an angled brush, and I'm just going to use the black shadow in the Age of Opulence, which is just this one here. It's just a black shadow. And I'm just gonna, I'll get the fallout in a bit, but I'm just gonna add this in, and I'm not gonna do it too big or anything, but I just thought like a smoky liner might add to like the glamour. And then I'll just go back with the brush that I used for like the darker browns, and I'll just kind of smudge it out if I can find the brush. This is the thing, when I put things away, it means I can't find them. I think it was this brush. I'm just gonna like smoke it out. Try and get rid of that black. I'll just use my sponge. Just add a bit more blush there, and I'm sure I'll be fine. Yeah, all good, perfect. Now let's do the lower lash line. So again, I'm just gonna do smoky browns on the lower lash line. Just keep it really simple. So I'm gonna take Regency, which was the darkest of the browns that we used. Pull that under here. It looks really purple when it's by itself. Then I'm going to take a little fluffy brush, and I'm going to blend that out with Corgi. So the first brown that we used, I don't know if you saw that, but I'm going to use this shade Corgi to just blend it out under here. Okay, for the waterline, I think I just want to do a nude. I think a nude will look really nice, really brighten up the eyes. And that's where I'm gonna leave it for the eyeshadow. I'm gonna pop on some mascara. So I'm gonna use my Essence Lash Princess in False Lash Effect. And I'm just gonna load this up. Okay, so that is the look with a mascara. I've done quite like chunky, intense lashes because that's how I like to do them. And now I want to do a red lip. You could definitely go in a lot of different directions for this. You could do an orangey red, a like really bright red, but I want to do quite a dark red lip because I just feel like it's dramatic and glamorous and beautiful, so that's what I'm gonna do. And for that today, I'm gonna use my Mystery Blur Tint from Memebox in Mystery Juju, which is a really beautiful, like bricky red. And this product is very versatile because you could wear it as a tint, or you can build it up and wear it as a really opaque lip colour. I feel like the camera is angled weird. Is that better? Yeah, I think so. Okay, and then that is it for this like classic Christmas glam look. What do you think? I do think it's just nice. It's very, again, it's classic. I feel like you can't go wrong with like a gold glittery eye and a red lip. It's definitely something that I've worn a lot in my time and something I will continue to wear. But yeah, that is it for this first look. Let me know what you think, and let's move on to the second look. Okay, welcome to look number 2. We're going to be doing the more dramatic green and red look today. So I'm going to be using the Wilderness palette because it's got everything in it that I need. I've got the reds and the greens, but I feel like I'm probably going to use ivy the most, because to me, Christmas green is like emerald green. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we're gonna go for. I might zoom you in a little bit more, just so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna take a little fluffy brush and I'm gonna go into the shade Poppy, which is this really bright red here. And I'm just gonna start popping this in the front part of my crease. Sorry, I need to move my desk around. I've got things in the wrong place. Can't see what I'm doing. That's better. So yeah, I'm just gonna pop Poppy up in this front portion of my crease. I really want this red to pop up like above that cut crease. I know it looks a bit messy to begin with, but we'll get there. Don't worry. And now I'm gonna take the shade Ivy, I think. I'm gonna take this first and I'm gonna start popping this in the outer corners. It's not gonna blend with the red, so I'm just gonna sort of try and keep them a little bit separate. But obviously I want it to join so that the shape follows on, but doesn't have to be perfect. So right now I'm just kind of placing the colours and doing the shape that I want, and then I will go back and blend in a bit. Okay, now just to deepen up that red a little bit, I'm gonna take the darker red in the palette. So just on a smaller brush, I'm gonna take the shade Raw, which is this one here, and I'm just gonna push that in the very front here and just blend it into Poppy. So now I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush and I'm gonna go into Snow and I'm just gonna blend all of the edges. This is the only real benefit that I think a like bone colored matte like this has, is that it does help sort of blend out colors that you don't necessarily have a like transition shade for. So I'm just gonna blend all the edges. It will kind of dull down the color a little bit, but we can always go back and intensify if we need to. It's actually making this red go a little bit purple. I don't know if you can see that, which is quite cool, but not necessarily what I want for this look, but it is diffusing the edges really nicely. And we'll do the same with the green as well. And then once my base is on and stuff, I can neaten up anything, blend out anything more that I want to. Okay, and now I'm gonna just quickly go back with the green to intensify it and blend it back in, and the red to bring that back in. And then I'm just gonna sort of go back between brushes and just get the sort of blend that I want. You know me, I'm not looking for perfection. I like it when it's kind of grungy and cool. So I don't need a perfect blend. I think that looks really cool. I quite like that, to be honest. I think actually, I don't think I'm gonna do gold on the lid. I think I wanna do red into green, the same with shimmers. I think that would be really cool. And then I'll do green on the lower lash line and then a gold in a corner, just because I feel like the first look we did is gold. So it's nice to keep this like the Christmas colors. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna take a flat brush and some of my NYX glitter primer, and I'm just gonna pop this all across my lid. I'm gonna do it in, I think, a cut creasy way, I think. And the first shade I'm gonna go into is the shade Heat, which is this sparkly red down here. It is such a pretty shade. It's not as like wet and sparkly as the other shades in the palette, but it's still a nice shade. So I'm just gonna start popping that all over the front of my lid. I just do this step more to build the shape, and then I like to use my fingers to really intensify the colours. And then I'm going to flip over that brush and I'm going to go into the shade Moss, which is this beautiful dark green. I love this shade. And I'm going to, oh, look at that. I'm going to pop that across the rest of the lid. Try as best as I can to kind of blend the two shades together. And then I'm just going to go back with my finger with the shade Heat and just punch that up in the front portion. And then a little bit more Moss, which I really don't need to do much more to because it's already so stunning. But just to bring that in. Okay, so that's where I'm going to leave the top lid. I'm going to quickly pop off camera. I'm going to do the rest of this upper lid. I'm going to do my base, and then we'll come back and we'll do the lower lash line, liner, mascara, lips and all that together. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so my base is on. I just used my Melt Cream blush light in the shade Lynx for the first time, and it's such a weird formula. Like, it's really creamy. It's really pretty. Like, this would be a stunning highlight on deep skin tone because it's like a really highlighty cream blush basically. I think it's really nice. I think it looks really good. Anyway, we're gonna do the lower lash line now. And I think I'm just gonna do like really blown out green, as I said, and then put gold in the inner corners. So I'm just gonna take a pencil brush and I'm gonna go back into Ivy, which was the dark green that we used originally. And I'm just gonna pop this across the lower lash line. I'm just using this brush to kind of neaten up this shape up here, which I will go back and blend again. And then I'm gonna take the shade Fossil, which is this gorgeous, like goldy, I think it's described as a copper, but it's more of a gold. And I'm gonna pop this in the inner corners and in the front of the lower lash line in this little gap that I've left. And I find that when these shimmers aren't on a glitter glue, they become like quite like sporadic, and I think that looks really pretty underneath the lower lash line. Okay, and then I'm gonna go back with my big fluffy brush, a bit more of Snow, really tap it off though, and just really get all the edges. Start with the green and then I'll wipe it off, and then we'll blend out the red. And blend the red portion, just a tiny touch, especially in this like crook. I apologise that you can definitely hear my washing machine. I have my door open because I don't like having doors closed when I'm home alone. Okay, so that's where I'm gonna leave it for eyeshadow. So it's now time to pop something in the waterline. When I wish I had a dark green, so I feel like I'm gonna take some of the Elegant Neon Shockwave liner in Gotcha. And then with an angled liner brush, I'm gonna take Ivy, which is the same dark green, and I'm just gonna pat it over the top. You guys don't need to see that because it's gonna be rank, and I also wanna be really close to my mirror. So I'm just gonna quickly do that. And there we go, that gives me like that dark emerald green in the waterline as well. Obviously do that at your own discretion. If you have sensitive eyes, it might not be a good idea. I personally have never had a problem with doing it. I do it with a lot of shadows and a lot of liners. I like to put down a liner first as a base just because I find then the eyeshadow sticks to it better. But yeah, it's a trick that I do quite a lot, but obviously only do it if you feel comfortable and if you know that the eyeshadows aren't going to irritate your eyes. Now it's time for mascara. As I said, I already have like a little bit on, but I'm gonna load up my Essence Lash Princess in False Lash Effect. Okay, that's the lashes all loaded up. And I think for the lips, I just want something nudie and brown, just to, I don't think we need a lot down here, you know? So I think I'm gonna use my Kaleidos Cloud Lab lip clay in the shade Sienna, which is just a really nice, like, medium toned nudie brown. And I'm just gonna pop on a little bit and just blend it out a little bit. I just really like a soft lip with these kinds of eyes. I think I'm gonna put on a little bit more blush as well. I feel like I just need a little bit more color in my cheeks. So I'm going back to my blush light in Lynx, and I just dipped my brush in, and I'm just gonna pat on the color. I definitely want to try this formula. They have some that, like, this has a bit of a sheen to it, like a shimmer. I want to try the formula that doesn't have a sheen to it, like that's just kind of dewy. Because I feel like I'm definitely going to have to use that like more as a highlight than a blush, I think. It's quite sheeny and metallic. But that is it. That is it for the look. What do you think? I love it. It's so dramatic. It's given me like Poison Ivy vibes. I just feel like it's exactly what I was going for. So it's, and I feel like as well, that shade Heat, it has like a gold sparkle in it. So I'm getting that gold. I've got the red, I've got the green. I just think it looks really good and I'm really happy with it. So that is it for these two looks. Let's zoom out and finish this video up. So that is it for this video. Those are my two festive looks. Which one did you prefer? I would love to know. I think I probably prefer this one. Like, this is just so me. I love it. Like this color combo, the shape, the sparkle. I'm really happy with it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. And if there's any other little like Christmassy color combos you would like to see before the big day, then please let me know. Personally, red and gold, green and red are my kind of like Christmas colors. But if there's anything else, let me know. But yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. That'd be really cool. And as always, eat good, drink good, take care of yourself, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.